Welcome back, my Toyota lovers. Today's video, I'm going to show you some new products I've developed for mounting dual transfer cases, as well as just mounting your transmission transfer case in a swap where you have to move the engine forward or back a long ways, where it doesn't make sense to use the factory transmission crossmember. So first, we're going to talk about dual cases. And this truck came with dual cases, and in regular cab pickups and 4Runners, this is a big problem because the frame cross member right there, that brace, basically sits right in front of the output flange of the transfer case. So your drive shaft sits where that cross member is, so you have to notch it. And this guy literally just took a torch and cut it out and said that's good enough. Now, an extra cab pickup is not going to have this problem because that cross member or brace, whatever you want to call it, that actually sits further back so it doesn't interfere even with dual cases. But I've come up with a solution for this, and I'm going to show that to you here, as well as a mounting solution for the cross member issue. So I went through quite a bit of work to measure this and come up with some CNC formed parts so we can notch that cross member, that brace, whatever you want to call it, and basically extend it upwards so we keep that full strength. And it, as you can see, it nicely clears this drive shaft. So that's on the website. It's pretty self-explanatory. We just take these two holes, line them up with the holes that are already there, and trace out and cut out, and then weld this guy on. Very simple. You do drop the fuel tank, but you don't even have to take it all the way out. You just loosen up your hardware and drop it to give yourself enough room to get your welder and your grinder up in there. Now, the other thing that we have is a custom transmission transfer case cross member. Now, there's a couple of these out there on the market, but I bought one and the holes were not even close to lining up. I mean, the guy that made it must have been using a Chinese ruler to measure the holes pattern or something, because I mean, literally some of the holes were over 3/16 of an inch off. So he said, you know, just go ahead and get the bolts started and then drive them in with an impact. And I'm like, dude, this is an aluminum case. The holes need to be exactly where they are on the transfer case, or we're going to be exploding the back side of the transfer case. And sure enough, you start reading reviews, and that's exactly what was happening. People were cracking transfer case because the holes weren't right. They were totally off. So I invested into using a CMM to measure the hole pattern so we know where those holes are within a couple tenths of a thousandth, and laser cut this. The way I ship this is actually let you weld these guys. So if you want this plate to be on the front side instead of the rear side, like I have it here, depending on how far back or forward you're moving your transmission, it makes it a lot easier. But you can see right there is the factory mount, and that's how far back we came. So there's really no clean and easy way to use the factory transmission cross member holes. That's why it's easier just to weld this in wherever you want it. And then we're using some poly bushings to isolate that. And what else can I tell you about this? It's a great combination. It works great for dual cases. It works great for diesel swaps. I've designed this for fatigue strength. You don't have any sharp corners or jagged edges on this thing where cracks are likely to occur. Everything's a nice, smooth, fluid, rolling transition into the next piece. And just wanted to get this out there. There's never been a notch kit on the market like this. People have always just kind of said, you know, figure something out. But now we have something that goes in simple If you like this solution, please help me by sharing and spreading the word that this kit exists. You wouldn't believe how long it takes for some of the new products I create to actually be seen on things like Google, just because the SEO, the algorithm, I don't understand how it works. The rear disc brake conversion kit that I just created a video on last week, that is just now starting to get attention and selling. And I came out with that a year ago, but people weren't finding it when they were searching for stuff. So it really helps when you share my videos. Share the video on Facebook, on forums, whatever you can. Just appreciate if you could help get the word out. Then I can keep creating new parts like this to help with our custom Toyota builds. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.